my name is Jennifer and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, please like and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any comments, please leave them down below with any questions and I'll be happy to answer them. In this video, we'll be adding more leaves to my wreath and I will show you my progress at the very end. So stay tuned and keep watching. We'll be starting with leaf number 12. You can find leaf 12 on the golden felt. To embroider, we'll be using the golden brown color thread and the gold sequin. This is the golden brown thread we'll be using. To begin the outline stitch, come from the bottom, and I'll show you a few stitches to begin with and fast forward through the rest and show you the end, what it looks like when I'm done. These pointy leaves tend to be a little tricky to do. My thread keeps getting caught on them, and it happens quite a bit on these ones. So if you see me pulling my thread out from under my leaf, that's why. I skipped ahead to show you what the embroidery looks like finished, front and back. And now we'll be adding sequins and beads. To start, come up from the bottom and make sure you're using the thinner needle. Grab a sequin first and then grab a bead. And I usually double knot my beads, and I usually have 2 strands of thread instead of 1, just for extra security. So when I do beads that are back to back like this in a line, I usually don't double knot my thread until the very end of the line, or if the case permits, if I run out of thread, then I will knot it and then keep going. Another good tip for your beads and sequins is to use a piece of felt to put them on so they don't roll around. I'm obviously not doing that here, but normally I would have a piece of felt on the table so that the beads and sequins kind of stay put and I can just grab them when I need to. It just makes it a lot easier than having it on a piece of paper or having them on a plastic or paper plate or even on like a table, because they'll roll around. I've lost plenty of sequins and beads from them rolling off the table. This is a good example of when you're finished with a line of beading, and take the time to knot it at the end. I always double knot, tuck in the tail, and then you get to start another line of beads. I decided to skip ahead and finish the sequins and beads off camera. Here's the back of it. And then we're going to applique it to the wreath. Find the number 12 on the wreath and grab a couple of straight pins to secure it. For every piece of felt that you put on, we are always using the applique stitch, also known as the whip stitch. And I'll show you the beginnings of the stitch and then skip towards the end and show you what it looks like completely appliqued. What's great about these stitches is that you can actually go really slow and space your stitches out the way you want to, and with time you'll be able to pick up the speed and be able to keep the spacing nice and even. Here's what the leaf looks like completely finished and attached to the wreath, and we'll be working on number 13 leaf next. And 13 is kind of hiding behind the owl, which is so cute. I can't wait to do the owl. And we'll be using the dark green thread along with the light green sequins. You will find leaf number 13 on the light green felt. Once you cut out the green leaf, grab the thread color that you need and start your outline stitch. With the outline stitch complete, we will be adding the beads and sequins next. I went ahead and beaded off camera. I did film the beading part, but it got like really out of focus, so I decided to take that out and find number 13 on the wreath and pin the leaf to it with some straight pins. And then we will attach it to the wreath. Grab your light green thread for this light green leaf to do the applique stitch and attach it all the way around. I really do love the way the light green felt feels. It's so soft and a lot easier to stitch on. I really wish that all the other felts were like that, but with each color the felt is a little bit different, which is kind of funny, but that's how they make them. So the next leaf we'll be doing is number 14, and we'll be finding that on the orange felt. So we're going to cut that out and prepare it for stitches. For the orange leaf, it calls for red-brown thread and the orange sequins. At the risk of repeating myself, I'm just going to talk about how I feel about doing crafts. And every single time I tell people, yeah, I'm on YouTube, I have a channel. Yeah, I do Bucilla stockings, and I get the weirdest look, like, what the heck is a Bucilla stocking? And I'm just like, well, you should check out my channel and see what they are. And people, I've had friends look at my videos and they're like, wow, those are so beautiful, I could never do something like that. And I'm thinking to myself, it's not that hard. I mean, I think honestly the main challenge is finding the time to do them, because, you know, I'm a mom of 3 and my day consists of making sure my children are eating and that they're clean and alive and playing nicely with each other. So if you've never done one of these, don't be intimidated, because these projects, I've done so many already. I enjoy so much. I enjoy them so much because they're just, it's just kind of like a getaway. Like, it's a nice stress relief. So if you've never done one of these before, don't be scared. They're actually, I mean, yeah, if you don't know what you're doing, yeah, it's pretty scary. But if you follow along and do as I do, it's definitely not scary. It's definitely more of a fulfilling experience, because you're creating something and you're learning a skill. You know, not a lot of people know how to hand embroider stuff. So don't be intimidated by these projects, because I, for one, yeah, okay, it helps to be crafty, but you know, an old dog can learn new tricks. You know, I'm not saying I'm old, because I'm not. I'm pretty young, but I really enjoy these. So that's why I do them, and that's why I decided to show how I do them, because I enjoy them, and the, you know, the niche needed to be filled. I wanted to show you where I decided not to sew. Like I said in my previous tutorial, when I started this project, I decided to not applique on top of other leaves, just to give it a nice 3D effect, because these leaves are not stuffed. So we're going to work on leaf number 15, which you'll find right there, kind of hiding. And the leaf 15 will be on the yellow felt. My stamp is a little bit faded, but that's where it is. And we'll be using the gold and the yellow sequin. I wanted to talk about the outline stitch real quick. The reason why I start on this side of the leaf is because it curves like it has like a arch to the right, and because I'm right-handed, the stitch will automatically curve to the right. If you're left-handed, it'll be the opposite, it'll curve to the left. So that's why I usually start on this side of the leaf. Anytime it curves, I always make sure it curves towards my right side. That way the stitch will match and it'll be easier to line it up with the leaf. Just wanted to add that tidbit because it took me kind of a while to figure out how to make sure that that stitch either was completely straight or had some type of curve in it, because it can be a little difficult to curve your stitches. But if you're, like I said, if you're right-handed, make sure that the leaf has a curve that's going to your right and not like a smiley face, but like a frowny face. Does that make sense? Also, please don't forget to refer to the picture in the kit because it'll give you a really good idea of which way the leaves face onto the wreath. Sometimes the stamps aren't as clear on some kits as other kits, and I've noticed that some of the areas are a little bit faded, so it's a little bit hard to decipher which angle the leaf goes on. So always refer to the picture in the kit. That'll help you a lot. Here's a finished leaf, and I will show you what my wreath looks like so far. So that is what my wreath looks like so far, and I'm super excited for the next tutorial. I'll be adding more leaves onto my wreath, and if you haven't noticed, I am filming in my room today. And we're kind of anime nerds, can you tell? That's my husband's poster. It's one of his favorite animes, and there's another one. If you can guess what that poster is, leave it down below. Leave your guesses down below. This one right here. And this poster is kind of obvious. That one's mine. There's a couple of posters around here. Let me show you. Here's a poster from another game that we like. And if you know what game he's from, please comment down below. This poster is my favorite, mainly because I got to meet the voice actor for Tamaki, Vic Mahanmanahana. He can't even pronounce his last name. I'll actually link his name down below because I honestly can't remember his last name. So anyway, this is one of my favorite posters. Question of the day: what is an interest that you have that's not Bucilla related, like our posters here? So one of my favorite interests is we love anime, me and my husband. And I also love gaming. I'm not a complete nerd, but I do love I think one of my favorite games is Pokemon because Pokemon's awesome. We also like Legend of Zelda, and we like Star Wars: The Old Republic. I love the Sims games. Yeah, so we're kind of all over the place, but those are our favorites that have nothing to do with Bucilla. But what is your favorites? Leave the comment down below. I hope to see you guys next time. Bye. And we like what other games do we like? Blah 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 blah. And I'm so excited for you to